Good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to the second edition of News Tonight. We'll start with a look at the headlines. President Yoweri Museveni promises PDM funding to religious sects, cultural institutions and politicians. UPDF completed task on national security. It has turned to development. President Museveni files reply to NPP presidential petition in court. We thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa and Elizabeth Nakakone, our sign language interpreter. This is News Tonight. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has said that the country has registered progress in the economy, now growing at 7%. Museveni says that government focus is to ensure 30% of households outside the money economy are supported through the PDM. He was speaking at the 40th Liberation Day anniversary at Kololo Independence Grounds. We have details.
The National Resistance Movement has held its 40th anniversary a day in 1986 when the National Resistance Army, led by Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, captured Kampala, overthrowing the government of Tito Okello Lutwa. This marked the end of political instability, coups, civil war, and officially beginning the National Resistance Movement government. Mr. Museveni, the president-elect in the just concluded general elections, has been the chief guest at the event held at the Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala.
Our nation is now ranked among the fastest growing economies in the world, driven by strategic leadership, political stability, peace and security secured by the NRA liberators, and disciplined macroeconomic management.
In these 40 years of governance, the economy has been growing and now at 7% and projected to grow further with oil production in addition to commercial agriculture, services and ICT sectors.
That's why somebody told me that when you go to the supermarkets now, 65% of the products are made in Uganda. In the past it was 100% imported. And now finally we are in the knowledge economy of automobiles and computers and so on.
Kati tukola ebintu ebyebbeeyi ddala nga amamotoka, computer n'ebintu ebirala.
These are the 5 phases of the recovery and expansion and transformation of the economy of Uganda.
More emphasis shall be channeled to enroll more people in the money economy. In 2013, for example, 32% of households were in the money economy, but the distribution of seedlings by the army increased households' incomes to 61% in 2019. Museveni has cautioned against embezzlement of the PDM funds, stating that there will be amendments in the PDM operational status.
All those, the ones who are who are only giving themselves, that's a mistake, they should stop. Those committees should be dissolved and new ones created properly.
Aba babadde beegabira bokka bakikomye bunnambiro era obukiiko obwo obujjululwe baddemu bakikole nga bayita olukiiko olwa bonna abantu bamemba beerondere akakiiko.
Now those ones don't have to be sent to jail. Bamururu tubategedde muve mu bukulembeze temuddamu esawo bwe natuuka mukomyewo sente za saako.
further pledging a fund for religious sects, university graduates, political actors and cultural leaders.
So PDM plus all the other funds, the ghetto funds, border funds, university graduates who have not got jobs for 2 years.
Abaana abatikiddwa ne bamala emyaka 2 nga tebalina kufuna mirimu.
The political leaders, we shall add another amount for them, 15 million per parish.
He showed optimism that the newly appointed Chief Justice will address issues of corruption.
We don't want corruption in the courts.
Tetwetaaga bukenuzi mu kitongole ekiramuzi.
The new Chief Justice is very, very active in that.
So I pray for him, and I pray that all Ugandans listen and get angry by people not delivering what they're supposed to do. That is corruption. So the Chief Justice, you have our support. You have my every effort I can towards corruption to bring it to your attention. And with God, I know everything is possible.
The President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is also concerned that 10 million Ugandans did not turn up to vote in the just concluded general elections. He says this is partly due to threatening violence and the failure by the security agencies to take action.
The other one is misbehavior by the NRM leaders themselves.
Ensonga ey'okubiri ye y'abakulembeze b'NRM abeeyisa obubi.
Entaro.
Abalwanagana.
Bringing wars among our people.
Abaleeta obutakkaanya mu bantu baffe.
They make some of the people say, let me kambyesonye ebyo bululu kambiveemu.
33 people have been awarded medals for their contribution towards the liberation struggle. Ivan Kahwa and Dan Lugemwa at Kololo.
President Yoweri Museveni, through his legal team, has filed an answer and reply to the presidential election petition filed by the National Peasants Party President Robert Kasivante. The response was filed at the Supreme Court Registry in Kampala by Museveni's legal team members, that is Usama Seufu and Anthony Bazira.
Following the declaration of the presidential election results, in which the National Resistance Movement is candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was declared winner with 7,946,772 votes, the President National Peasants Party, Robert Kasivante, who won 6th in the race, filed a petition challenging President's victory. In his petition, Kasivante alleges irregularities in the electoral process, including the involvement of security operatives in the elections, use of government resources, bribery, vote rigging, among other grounds. Through his legal team, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has filed a formal reply and answer to the petition.
So we filed his answer to the petition as required by law, and we have denied the allegations in the petition, and we have prayed for its dismissal with costs. So we have complied with the directions of court, and we shall appear in court and make our case.
President Museveni states that the presidential election was conducted in accordance with the Presidential Election Act and the Electoral Commission's Act. He argues that any non-compliance, if any occurred, did not in any way affect the final results of the election. President Museveni dismissed allegations that irregularities or electoral offences were committed by him or by his agents with his knowledge, consent or approval.
The Commission hereby declares the elected President declares candidate Yoweri Museveni.
He also denies influencing, controlling or directing the Electoral Commission to declare him winner. President Museveni further denies allegations that he influenced or directed the Speaker of Parliament, National Resistance Movement officials, or other government officials to bribe voters, as alleged by the petition.
What he has done today is really commendable, like any leader with a truthful heart for the nation had to do. So he decided to file in the defense. He saw the affidavit. Yes, we are good to go. We are ready, and we are going to feed the legal team with all the necessary proof from the ground, because we are on the ground as Office of the National Chairman and the President accepting to defend himself. We shall back him up. Oh, whoever wants to petition, whoever wants to sue, whoever wants to do whatsoever, you can come on board. The President is not fearing anyone, and justice prevailed is justice achieved by all Ugandans.
He also refutes claims of failure to ensure security, protection, and facilitation of presidential candidates, as well as allegations of harassment, intimidation, and violence against opposition candidates and their supporters by security forces purportedly acting in his favor. The president denies actions through the armed forces to inflict violence on candidates and the verse that no violence occurred with his knowledge, consent, or approval. President Museveni prayed the Supreme Court to dismiss the petition with cost. The petition filed by the National Peasants Party President Robert Kasibante now awaits hearing before a panel of 7 justices of the Supreme Court. Deborah Namamonde, Joseph Muyingo, UBC News.
Leaders from the National Unity Platform in Nansana Municipality have come out to express concern over what they describe as harassment and violence during the ongoing electoral processes. Led by division mayors and party chairpersons, the leaders addressed the media at a press conference in Nansana.
They accused security officials, led by Nansana Resident District Commissioner Charles Ranga, of causing chaos during the election period.
Here, as National Unity Platform, to address the media regarding irregularities, inconsistencies, and illegal handling of electoral processes, spearheaded by one Charles Ranga, the Deputy RDC of Nansana Municipality. And we have already officially or formally launched a complaint, an official complaint to Electoral Commission.
The leaders appealed to the Electoral Commission to intervene and ensure justice.
Free, fair, credible, transparent election is a function of all the stakeholders that are involved in that election process.
Matov says the press conference highlights irregularities that characterize the recent concluded election.
Presiding officers and polling assistants intentionally refusing to declare polling materials, and number of declaration forms, including respective serial numbers, to agents and witnesses before the commencement of the voting process. Intimidating, assaulting, and sometimes unlawfully ejecting agents of political candidates by security operatives.
Matov added that such acts of violence are fueling hatred and tension among residents and discouraging some voters from participating in the election process.
That the Electoral Commission investigate and dismantle the illegal sub-tally center at Nansana Division offices and enforce strict compliance with sealing and transportation of ballot boxes from the polling station to the district tally center.
Nansana Municipality aspirant for the mayor's seat, John Bosco Serunkuma, was concerned that leaders who are supposed to seek votes are intimidating the population.
Bino ebikolebwa eno wansi tebityoboola bano babyakwerinda kubanga bo tebalina mandate esalawo ekwasaganya process yemwe mugina buli we bakola akavuyo bwe kati bavumaganya kifaananyi kyammwe tubasaba muveeyo mukolinge off tale center gye mumanyi obulungi nti eriwo mu bukyamu.
Deborah Namamonde, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
Government has delivered a message of condolence and reconciliation to the family of the late Iro Angela at Onjingai Cell in Soroti City. Angela, who died on the 21st of January, aged 101, was the mother of the late former Uganda People's Army Commander Francis Eregu. President Yoweri Museveni described her as a respected matriarch whose life symbolized endurance, unity and peace.
To mind how our beloved has been.
The president's condolence message was delivered by the Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Dr. Kenneth Omona. It was accompanied by a cash contribution of 10 million shillings.
I want to thank the late Aero Angela and the rest of the family of the late Francis Eregu for their cooperation with the NRM government. I pray that God grants the family solace and encourage to go through this trying moment.
Born in 1924, Ayero Angela lived through the colonial era, independence, years of conflict, and a period of national healing. In his message, President Museveni called for reconciliation, unity, and peaceful coexistence.
The NRM is always ready to integrate and work with former adversaries who want the abandoned rebellion and choose cooperation. Therefore, I want to thank the late Aero Angela and the rest of the family of the late Francis Eregu for their cooperation with the NRM government.
Addressing mourners and local leaders, Dr. Omona urged Ugandans, especially the youth, to reject violence and rebellion and embrace peace.
If you cause chaos and you're apprehended, that's not good integration. So let the citizens play their role as far as stability and peace is concerned, and let people in government, especially security, also play their role.
The cash contribution was received by the family.
It is here in Arapai that is used to mount operations against the government. So I felt it was that I should come and buy it.
The leaders say the legacy of elders like Ayero Angela underscores the peace and national unity. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Kotido District Woman MP, the Kotido Woman MP race had two strong contestants, the incumbent Aleper Margaret Achila, who won in the NRM primaries against Teko Hafsa Nuria. In the general election, Teko Hafsa Nuria returned as an independent candidate and won with 52.61%, while the incumbent trailed with 47.39%. Aleper Margaret had been in parliament for 3 terms.
As a leader, it is my role to advocate for children of Kotido to go to school. And it's my commitment. I've taken it as a pledge. I am going to do that in this period that my people have put me into the seat. I am going to play that role to see that at least our children are in school. The politics of ideology is what works best. So I had my manifesto that I went and explained to the people, and the people believed in it. The strategy that NRM used, that approach, was a grassroots approach. So mainly the structure that is formed at the village level, to the parish, to the sub-county, and then to the district and to the national. There was coordination, right from the national level to the local. So that is structure alone was able to coordinate and have everybody in the umbrella. So nobody was left out. And this is what NRM used to do. But of course, to add on it, with the parish development model, Of course, I think this is brought from the parish development model. And I want to thank His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for that idea of bringing the parish development model.
As the NRM marks 40 years in leadership, peace stands at the foundation of Uganda's economic transformation. From agro-processing to fisheries and manufacturing, stability has unlocked investment, jobs, and value addition. Minister of State for Fisheries, Helen Adoa, says that what was once a distant dream for communities like Teso and Karamoja is now driving Uganda's processing revolution.
Peace can make you do anything. You wake up from your house, you go to your garden, you go and do anything because you have peace.
For decades, insecurity trapped Uganda's resources in survival mode. Fishing was dangerous. Factories were absent and value addition remained elusive. For Minister Adoa, peace under President Yoweri Museveni and the NRM is not just political, it is personal.
At the age of 10 or 11, we couldn't have peace. We slept in bushes. I personally lived in the camp with my young siblings, and the trauma sometimes still comes in. And years down the road, when President Yoweri Museveni and NRM government stabilized the country and now we are enjoying the peace, I was able to do a lot of development as a young lady.
With stability restored, communities once in camps began rebuilding. Schools, businesses, and industries emerged where bushes once stood. This laid the foundation for processing and manufacturing.
And as a young lady, I grew up later with this peace, and now as a woman, entrepreneur in Teso, building schools and making sure that the children go to school, even those who are not able to pay school fees, we take them. And this is because of peace.
Nowhere is this shift clearer than in fisheries. Uganda is moving from subsistence to commercial farming and processing, turning fish into an export product.
And I can tell you, Okurut, that the issue of fish in Uganda is another bullet that can change this country. People may not understand how special and what God has done in our lakes, but I can assure you as a minister in this sector that let Ugandans protect the fish in our lakes. It will change their families, it will change the government budget, and it is only sector that can save the country, that can help the country to get money without borrowing from outside.
The growth of processing plants, including fish feed factories, signals a new phase of industrialization driven by peace and investor confidence.
And because of that peace, especially from 2017, when President Yoweri Museveni decided to put the army in the lake, you realize that all these criminals that were disturbing the lake took off, and the fishermen are now peaceful, fishing peacefully.
On lakes Victoria and Albert, fishermen now supply processors consistently, a key pillar for industrial growth.
We have all these water bodies that can give us a lot of fish if we handle it well. So I just want to ask everyone out there, especially the fishermen, at 40, let us remove all the illegalities, and we shall be able to make more money for our country, for our pockets, and Uganda will be another society altogether through fisheries sector.
However, illegal fishing remains the sector's biggest threat, prompting calls for stricter regulation to ensure sustainability.
All the fish that comes from the lake, all the swim bladders that are in the fish should be declared. Because if we don't, we shall keep on depleting the lake, and yet we are rich through the lake than any other sector.
With coffee leading exports, Fisheries is positioned as the next major earner, reducing borrowing and strengthening the economy through daily production. For Minister Adoa, peace makes it all possible.
If coffee is number one, then fisheries comes to second. Why would we really want to borrow even money from out? These are sectors that can bring a lot of money in Uganda.
At 40 years, the NRM legacy is measured not only in guns silenced, but in factories opened, jobs created, and value added. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Electoral Commission has assured Ugandans that it is ready for the local council elections for chairpersons and councillors in municipality and city divisions across the country. The Commission spokesperson, that is Julius Muchunguzi, says that all materials required for the exercise are already delivered to district headquarters.
Go and vote. Let us have 100% turnout at that level so that we can take pride as Ugandans to say we have come increasing our voter turnout, and now we are at 100% level at local government.
The Electoral Commission has assured the public that it is well prepared for the local council elections for chairpersons and councillors in municipalities and city divisions.
The Commission has been prepared for the elections that are taking place tomorrow, the 27th, which are elections of chairpersons of municipalities and city divisions.
The chairperson of the Commission, Julius Muchunguzi, says all election material are already delivered to district headquarters.
Election staff in those city divisions and municipalities are ready. Materials are at the district headquarters, and in the course of the night and in the course of the morning tomorrow, they will be delivered to the polling stations in those municipalities and city divisions so that by 7 a.m. voting is able to commence.
He emphasized on the importance of local government and urged citizens to show up and vote.
It is at the local government level where the real service delivery actually happens. It is at the local government level where the implementation of policies from the top set by cabinet, where the budgets that are appropriated by parliament find their fulfillment on the ground.
Muchunguzi also says that in districts where parliamentary elections were previously affected, such as Ibanda and Ajuri, elections will be held tomorrow.
Okwetola eggwanga akakiiko ebyokulonda we kaayimiriza okulonda olw'ensonga emu oba endala. Omwo mwe muli okulonda ababaka ba parliament mu Kibanda North Constituency ng'egyo eri Kiryandongo, nga waliwo ne okulonda ababaka ba parliament direct electoral mu parliament owa Ibanda municipality mu Ibanda district, awamu ne polling stations 18 mu constituency gye bayita Ajuri ebeera Electoral. Okulonda okwo ku mufeebe bisatu kugenda kubeerawo olunaku olw'enkyera ennaku z'omwezi 27 guno omwezi ogwa January.
Pauline Oyet for UBC.
Uganda emerges from a tense post-election period. A faith-based gathering is positioning itself as a space of healing not only for citizens but also politicians who participated in the elections. The Healing Fountain Ministries Conference by Prophetess Faith Obai of Overseer Chris Henry is a platform for spiritual renewal.
Speaking ahead of the event, Prophetess Dr. Faith Obai said the conference will address the emotional and moral fatigue many leaders experience after electoral loss, public pressure, and political persecution.
I believe it shows that this is the right time, that also God wanted to meet us at our point of need politically. And it's a very good time for us as a nation to involve a prophet, so that in whatever we are going through as a country, I believe the prophet can help. As is praying for individuals, Uganda can also benefit, and especially our leaders.
They emphasized that leadership does not end at the ballot box, but can be restored through faith, accountability, and renewed purpose.
But it's a very, very big opportunity for you to come and get your freedom, and get your blessing, and get your healing, and get your deliverance, and also to be guided on how to walk. It's a year of victory, and everyone does not want to live a defeated life. So I believe his presence in this conference is going to impact everyone, and Uganda as a whole.
With the expected appearance of renowned prophet Dr. Shepard Bushiri, the conference will draw attention from political, business, and religious circles. The conference will offer prophetic insight, prayer, and guidance aimed at rebuilding confidence, unity, and hope among leaders seeking a fresh start.
For us to have a man of God, to have a prophet in the caliber of Prophet Shepard Bushiri, is a man who's yearned after all over the globe, in America, in Australia, in Japan, in Africa. So what a privilege to host such a speaker in our midst. In Uganda, we are so blessed that we can have such a guest during our conference. This is not only a spiritual event, but it is a platform for a prophetic insight for our business leaders.
The event is scheduled for January 31st at the Hockey Grounds, Lugogo, Kampala. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
And at this point, we'll take a short break. Please keep it with us.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't go.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Kabogozi, where are you coming from?
From NSSF.
NSSF? You came all the way from Namaguli to get NSSF services. Lekanawe. You work with the era. NSSF is now everywhere. Come on, I show you.
You can register for NSSF. How contributing your simate life? Now deep down in the Marara. Make NSSF payments. No hala okubekarangala. NSSF sure is not far. But tomorrow kuhika gochido. Enjoy NSSF from where you are.
Access NSSF services right where you live. With over 20,000 quick teller agents across Uganda, now you can conveniently register yourself, make NSSF payments, and contributions to your Smart Life account, Jubira. NSSF, a better life.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength, because wealth doesn't just happen. You build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
UBC News Tonight, business news. Lira District is turning innovation into action at the Lira Job Center, where children as young as 3 years old are being given an opportunity to develop their digital skills, explore robotics, and nurture talent in software development.
From Lira, a new generation of problem solvers is rising one line of code at a time. From simple solution-based mobile applications to robotics led by children. The young innovators showcased digital products that addresses community challenges, including a food locator application that helps users find preferred meals in real time. Other innovations focused on solutions for anger, irrigation, and security.
Dinix food app is quick, time-conscious, affordable, and available at any time.
We have come up with a wonderful project which will make our farmers not to worry anymore.
We want to begin seeing young children coming from the university when they have come with different innovations. Their final year projects are not just projects to pass examination, but the real companies that are coming to start.
This is a result of a partnership between Kuba Makerspace at Lira Job Center, established in 2018 to give young people an opportunity to nurture their talents, gain digital skills, understand the green economy, and safely access online job opportunities.
We provide the necessary resources, training, and mentorship to make sure that the early stage innovations and entrepreneurship and creation are materialized.
Over 300 children, young people, have benefited free of charge from the skillings that were taking place here.
The second community we are working with are also our people with disability. Let them come and we shall offer them free digital training. It is hard, I must say so, because of the limited resources.
Despite limited funding and skepticism from some parents, volunteer tech experts champion innovation to transform mindsets and shape future leaders.
And it waits for 5 seconds and it closes.
Welcome home to entertainment, to Wi-Fi everywhere, to high-speed internet, to security, to first-class support. To convenience. Welcome home to MTN WakaNet, superior internet for every home. Visit www.mtn.co.ug/WakaNet. Welcome home. Together, we are unstoppable.
Unisteel Investment Uganda Limited, shaping the future of steel in East Africa and beyond. With an investment of over $100 million and a production capacity of 300,000 metric tons per annum, Unisteel is setting new standards in steel manufacturing. At our state-of-art facility, we produce TMX rebars, branded Unis TMX 500 CWR, and high-quality wire rods using only imported virgin steel billets. Every batch is tested and tracked for unmatched quality assurance. Our steel powers the region's most ambitious projects, from dams, skyscrapers, to bridges and beyond. Unisteel, superior quality, trustworthy choice.
Starting with 100,000 shillings, you begin building real financial strength, because wealth doesn't just happen. You build it. And the ones who start early end up ahead. Every deposit, every month, every little increase. This is how your money grows into wealth. Put your money to work with the experts at SBG Securities. Partner with us today on your investment journey.
SBG Securities. Keep growing for you, for them, forever.
UBC News Tonight Sport. The 2026 National Junior Chess Championship has climaxed at Sports View Hotel in Chireka.
Four days of action, which is 8 rounds at the 2026 National Junior Chess Championship, have come to a close at Sports View Hotel Kireka.
So far, we see big improvements on how kids have performed. We're really excited that our kids are now getting better in chess. We thank the parents who have brought these kids, and we look ahead to have even a much better function next year.
The championship attracted 308 participants from close to 30 schools that competed in the Swiss format.
This tournament is a qualifier to many other tournaments across Africa, including the African Youth Confederation Chess Championship. The kids who qualify are in different categories.
The tournament was played in the 7 age categories of under 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20 for the open and ladies groups. In the ladies category, woman international master Sana Omprakash won the overall title, while Innocent Paguma, playing under Kamocha Teens Life Club and Academy, edged all in the open.
The tournament was so good, and I played well. I passed my opponents. They played their best, because I took my time to concentrate, and yeah.
Other winners were Matayo Barije, Nicole Tamale, Elvis Tumusime, Janelle Rovena, Hannah Zion, Olivia Simwe, Talia Atubet, and a woman candidate master, Juliet Asaba. Ricky Beino Mugisha was the most valuable player. What follows next for the Uganda Chess Federation is the Super 12 competition to select 5 players per gender to represent Uganda at the Chess Olympiad.
Nakulabye was alive with football fever as Guinness Match Day turned Supremacy Lounge into a Premier League Super Sunday hotspot. Fans from across Lubaga Division packed the venue, singing, chanting and following the action on giant screens.
Chelsea set the tone earlier with a 3-1 victory over Crystal Palace before attention shifted to the headline clash at the Emirates. Manchester United has stunned league leaders Arsenal 3-2 in a dramatic encounter that exchanged leads several times and kept many on tenterhooks. Guinness, the official beer of the Premier League, capped off the experience, transforming an ordinary Sunday into a full-scale football celebration.
We are so glad to be here today at Supremacy Bar and Lounge in Nakulabye, bringing the Guinness Matchday experience to the football lovers, to the Guinness lovers, to the Premier League lovers. And what I can say is we've discounted Guinness by so much. Guinness is a bucket of Guinness is at 25,000, so that means each bottle is at 5,000, which is quite amazing for the Guinness lovers out there, for the Premier League lovers out there. But we've also brought what we're calling the Match Day Minutes, whereby you get to predict and win. Depending on what minute you've said the goal is going to be scored in, you can win yourself quite a number of Guinness goodies, quite a number of Guinness merchandise. But on top of that, we have our Guinness Match Day on Tour program, where we have a track going to so many regions within the country.
Inside the Supremacy Lounge, in-house MCs drove the excitement with energetic local language commentary, mixing humor and sharp football insights as fans reacted to every goal. Organizers say Guinness Match Day activations will continue nationwide throughout the season. Manchester United supporters celebrated wildly, calling the win a turning point, while Arsenal fans remain hopeful despite the setback. Arsenal remain 4 points clear of Manchester City and Aston Villa atop the English Premier League, while Manchester United is fourth, 12 points adrift the leaders.
Yes, and the sports news bring us to the end of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukoma with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night and the new year.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Juko. Yo. Wachiko. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret? I've been